think. Maybe. Could all be a lie? Is anyone out there? I just rolled out of bed and woke up. Also, I'm sorry for the glare on my glasses with the light. I actually yesterday went to the eye doctor and I got my prescription for my contacts actually didn't change, but these glasses I've had since I was in high school. And so I think I'm finally getting an updated pair because he confirmed what I figured, which is that I should not drive with these. So I'm gonna get new glasses. I'm really excited. So that'll be fun. Maybe I'll even get the blue light filter. I don't know that that'll help this, but you know. Hello. Oh, yay. See people's comments coming in. Hi, Feather Hell. Hi, Zelina. Hi, Sarah. Hi, Sharon. Are y'all ready to write? I'm gonna pull up my stuff. I had my alarm set for like 15 minutes ago. Also, where are you guys at in your NaNoWriMo prep or your story prep if you're just doing a story? I have about, let's see when it pulls up here in a second. I want to say I have like 60 plot points in Project Death now, but there's still this like section in the middle that I'm really not sure about. So I'm just trying to get more sure before October's done. Not that I can't kind of pants it as you know, November happens, that's what I usually do, but I was hoping that this time I would have like everything figured out, but I really just don't know that it's going to happen for me like that. So let's see, how many plot points is this? I have 57, not 60, 57 plot points. Let's see. Hi, Walissimo. Hi, JMBM. Oh my gosh, I got Australia people. Hi, Timmy. And Transylvania people. Tokyo people. Austria people. Korea people. Oh my gosh. Woohoo. Sarah's been waiting all day for this stream. The time zone thing is just always so funny to me. So I'm over here like, I was waiting for it last night, and then I went to bed and then I did this. It's a little different. Let's see. Zelina says, I'm almost done. I just need to take more research notes and I'm good, I hope. Oh, that's exciting. That's good. I mean, you know, it is kind of drawing near, so it's nice to feel like you've done almost everything at this point, and it's just a few little things here and there. Hi, Vanessa from Austria. I don't know if I said that earlier. Kit Kat, also from Tokyo. Hello. Featherhell has the majority of the outline, but some subplots need some more work. Yes, I definitely feel you on that. The main thing I'm trying to decide for Project Death is that I have, you know, the house, which is both this like transient home and genuinely does good stuff, and then it's this like assassins kind of, right? Because they can't kill, they can only kind of attempt to trick death. But I don't, the end of the book, I don't want the house to be destroyed or anything. I actually kind of just want it to transition more into this transient home thing. And I'm trying to figure out how I can do that because there are people in power in the house. Yeah, there's just some stuff I need to figure out. That's really the last key thing that I'm like stumped on. But obviously so much needs to go into that, building up to it, that I need to figure it out. Let's see. Sharon says, I have 665 words worth of an outline. Most I've ever done. I'm in North Carolina. Hi, Sharon from North Carolina. That's still impressive, 665. As someone who usually doesn't outline, I feel you. Any amount of outlining I do, I'm like, wow. Let's see. Walissimo says, I managed to get a full outline last week, but enough is still left unplanned that my pants or heart will be satisfied. There is the thing, finding that balance when you're a pantser, where you want to plan just enough and then also be free. Be free. Let's see. Sarah has the first 3 chapters of her outline done. 8:30 in Korea, in Busan. Yes, very international indeed. Oh, 2:30 where Timmy is. Yes, it is very international. I was kind of hoping that this time would allow it. I know that Brooke does her writing sprints at 5 in the morning sometimes, and I know those are like super international. Um, but y'all, I don't know that I can do 5. Maybe for NaNoWriMo for fun, I'll do 1 or 2 there. All right, let's go ahead. Let me pull up a timer and we can just get to sprinting. The question's really going to be what kind of sprint time y'all like, because I know some people, it's so interesting. I'm not usually a long sprinter, but sometimes when I'm doing the plotting and planning, I actually prefer the longer sprints because it's harder to like immediately jump into, is what I've found. I don't know if y'all think that's true for you too. And then I kind of like the shorter sprints when I'm actually writing, but a lot of that is I type very quickly. So yeah, y'all let me know. I'm gonna keep going through the comments. JMBM says, basically just working on my random fan script today. No NaNoWriMo this year, unfortunately. Quite all right. That's awesome, a random fan script. That'll be so cool. Featherhell, I am also intrigued in that I've actually already, the armorer has tricked Death. We've seen at least twice in the book already, but the but I don't want to do the same or similar things too much. And also the whole question around if Death can be tricked, like there's a lot of beliefs people have built up surrounding Death, especially this our main character too, since she did not die when she actually like doing a stabbing motion, but it shouldn't stab him, like when she actually killed someone. So there's a whole lot of questions, though of course we see people die of natural causes and Death takes them, so it's all just a very interesting thing. I'm hoping that whenever I eventually get beta readers, they'll be like, yeah, this makes sense, this is fine. But you never know. Selena says, my full outline for my NaNoWriMo project is 1,826 words. Let's see. I stopped writing it out fully. I have like 2,000-ish words in mine. Yeah. At some point, I might start writing it out a little bit more. And Sarah's is over 2,000 so far for only 3 chapters. Oh my gosh, how do y'all do these massive outlines? I'm crazy impressed. I need to, maybe that's where I'll get eventually. I like to do the like outline after either this first or second draft where I'm more certain of every single thing that's going to happen. And it's more just for me to track it than an actual like outline in order to write. It's like a reverse, an outline in order to revise, edit. But really it's, I mean, it's probably serving the same purpose. Okay, I'm not alone. Longer sprints are needed for planning. So, okay, I'm seeing some 10 for the first one. Let's go ahead. We'll do 10 and we'll work up to Sharon's. Let me set my timer. We'll do 10:01 this time. Let me see if I can share my screen. Chrome tab, timer, share. Yay, all right. I'm gonna double check y'all can see that. Okay, yay. All right, and I will go ahead and press start. Sprint, sprint, sprint. Oh my gosh. Ah, time. I scared myself. Let's see. All right, stop sharing. How did y'all do? I was so in the zone at the end there. I actually, because I like to do most of it by hand and then transfer it, I changed one of the plot points, but I have a plan, kind of, a small plan. I actually need all the plot points surrounding this, but I really like um, what I decided I was going to do. So that is exciting. Let's see. Sarah says, my outline for my first draft was way shorter, like 1,000 for the whole book, but I've learned that I need it way more that thought out. Wow, sorry, I'm tired. Well, I need it way more thought out before I rewrite the second draft for NaNoWriMo. Yeah, that's a great point. I know last year I actually I was working on Project Purple, and I'd done like the 0 draft or the first draft for that, and then I was doing the second draft for NaNoWriMo, and there were parts where I was just like, I wish I would have figured this out already, but it's kind of like now though I'm trying to figure out, I think I'm going to get to a point where I'm like, I just can't figure this out until I write, but I don't know. It's all such an evolution that hopefully it works out. Let's see. Timmy. All right. So can I share my full screen? Let me see really quickly, because then I'd be able to tell you. Oh, we got a whole lot of inception here. Sorry, I don't know how much this is going to help you. But Timmy, down here, there's a share screen button. Oh, y'all can't even see it on the screen. Hold on. Okay, down here, there's a share screen button, and usually you can press it and choose a Chrome tab, and then I click on the timer I already have pulled up. And that's how I'm able to share the timer, and then it naturally kind of shifts me over. So that's how I do it. So whenever you want to live stream, there's like several different options or ways to go about doing the same thing, I guess, but that's the way that I do it. And StreamYard has been really cool in having that be an option. I've thought about I'm currently using the free version. I don't know if anyone on AuthorTube has done the paid version yet. So you still see like in the upper corner, whichever side for y'all, that it has the little duck thing. But I don't know if you paid for it, if it would give you more options. JMBM got 207. Way to go. Kit Kat asks, I'm wondering, have you ever tried to build a story based on having characters in a world? I have many scenes I'd love to get to, but I'm stuck putting them into a coherent and interesting sequence. Have I ever tried to build a story based on having characters in a world? I am so sorry. I don't completely understand the question. Again, I think that's mostly me, though, being tired. I often have the characters in the world and I might just start writing, but that's what I call my 0 draft, where I'm just kind of like free-for-alling it, where I don't have everything figured out. I just go and write and I see what comes, and that's kind of how I actually create my scenes. And I think that some amount of just reading books, you naturally figure out what sort of ways that the story should go. But then, of course, when I edit and revise, I have to fix it. Yay! Sarah got about half a scene outlined, but then had to go research some stuff. That's the key, and this is fine. I shouldn't do it. I think I'm learning to get away from this, but I'll often leave the research bit until after the story's done because I just want to like plow through. But then, of course, you need the research, so it actually is not helpful to me. So I think during the planning process next time, I'm working on a fantasy, so it doesn't really matter. And a fantasy that's like nowhere near what our world is, so it really doesn't matter. But next time I'm doing any kind of contemporary or anything that I have to research, I'm definitely going to put that in, like a specific amount of time, maybe just read books and learn as much as I can even. Yes, it was infinite. Ooh. Let's see. Vanessa says, I'm actually doing translation work because it's the middle of the workday for me. That's fun. How do you like translation work? That's really cool. Yeah, me and JMBM have the same question. Let's see. Featherhill says, I realized that the first big turning point of the story was a bit too plot centered and felt impersonal. Gotta add a feel good scene before the angst hits. That is a great thing to have realized. That's awesome. I was actually just sitting here thinking how I almost wish I had a spreadsheet already figured out, or something that would account for the the character's growth and the character's needs next to what the plot is. Because I'm so character driven, often I only think of the characters and let it drive the story. But then what happens is that you get to the 60-80% mark and you're like, I have to wrap this up. And the characters, if you will, just do whatever, honestly. So I had this epiphany while we were doing the sprint, and I'm trying to figure out, I need like a side by side to see where my characters are at so that I can get the personal part of this plot point fully resolved. I got the starting bit, but I don't have the end bit. Yeah. Anyways, I think that's awesome that you realize that, and it'll be fun to kind of figure out in the future. Yes, it's very cool, Timmy. I really do. I like StreamYard a lot. So when you do a live stream next, Vanessa says English to German. That's awesome. I will say again, I wish I spoke more than one language. I honestly think that I could get by in a Spanish-speaking country. Like, that's what I realized when I went to Quebec City and we were walking around, and I realized how little French I actually knew. And so as I knew I didn't know much, like any French, but even just like saying excuse me or whatever, it came so not naturally that like when I would accidentally like bump into someone, or like the first like, oh, my brain was like, oh crap, I don't know how to say anything. Whereas Spanish, I can like kind of get around. So that makes me feel a little bit better, but only in relation to how poorly I did in Quebec City. So slowly but surely, I do plan. I'm hoping 2020, I say this every year where I'm like, I'm totally going to learn Spanish, but I have a plan this time. So hopefully it'll work. Yes, my plan's to get coffee and breakfast after this. So I'm about to go. Ooh. Let's see. Zelina says, I'm doing a historical adventure romance set in ancient Greece, and I have about 5 more books to read and take notes on. Christ. Oh my gosh, that's so much research, Zelina. But that is awesome. I really like the setting, a historical adventure romance. I love romance and I love adventure. Those are probably my 2 favorite genres. So I can't wait to hear more about this, and good luck on your researching. Oh my gosh. 5 more books. You can do it. You can do it. JMBM says German is a really cool language. Not that I actually speak it, just like the South. Same. And Vanessa says, I love translating. The home office and flexibility are great, although doing your own taxes can be hard. Oh, that's interesting. I didn't realize. That does make sense. So I guess you're kind of like an independent kind of contractor or a freelancer, because yeah, agreed on the taxes suck. But yeah, that flexibility in the working from home, that is nice. I can see that. Let's go ahead and share screen again, and we'll do another timer. I'm thinking maybe we'll bump it up to a 15, if I can. A 15 that's almost a 16. Eventually, we're going to figure out what my favorite way to do numbers are, just because clearly I go backwards and forwards so much. But let me go ahead and start this guy. Woo! All right. Let's see. How did you guys do? I didn't have any epiphanies this time. But I did kind of, it's all mulling over in here, you know? At some point, something's gonna click, and I'm excited for that time, but until then, it almost feels like there's some amount of staring that has to be put in. Let's see. Okay, freelancer, yes, it all makes sense. Sharon says that sci-fi is hard. I'm continually impressed by people who write sci-fi because I am not. I think that's the hardest genre for me. I'd be interested to hear what the hardest genre for you guys is. But sci-fi is just, it is such a challenge. It's one of those things where it's like I almost want to challenge myself to do it again, like to try again, because in some ways it feels like the only way I can get better at it is by trying. But also, like, it's just so hard. Let's see as I wait for the comments to come in. It's so funny. So I switched back to YouTube and I see, like, I don't know. I see at least Nina's and Lilissimo's comment, but StreamYard doesn't have those comments yet. It's so fascinating. So there's like an extra delay I hadn't even realized. Sorry, you guys. Let me see. Nina, I'm so sorry. Is it Nina or Nina? Let me know. I'm sorry for mispronouncing your name. Almost done with a scene for an act I'm trying to finish before NaNoWriMo. That is awesome. Almost done. That the extra almost with the exclamation is how I feel when I'm almost done with something. That's exciting though. You can do it. We can get there. Lilissimo wrote the back cover blurb during the sprint. That's awesome. That's something that I still need to do is update the NaNoWriMo website. I'm going to add that to my list. I have a little running list of nano-isms I have to do still. Fill out nano website. I don't know why. There's parts of the new NaNoWriMo website that I really like, but parts of it that I don't. So I think I've just been kind of not looking at it as much as I used to. I don't know. Featherhouse says, same here. I have pacing issues. I feel like I'm in front of a puzzle. I know the final picture. I have all the pieces, but I can't put them together in a way that looks good. Oof. Feel this so strongly into my soul. Okay. And now that I've said it multiple times, I believe Nina was the second one I said the first time. Oh no. JMBM only got 177 this time. That is totally fine. That is still 177 more than you had before. That's how I always feel. That's how I always talk to myself when I'm doing a sprint. And if I don't get as much as I wanted, I'm like, you know what? It's fine. Vanessa had to research some law terminology. Ooh. So right next to sci-fi would, in terms of like things that are almost too scary that I don't want to touch them, having to research some specific law terminology for a book is up there. That and like anytime that I have to do anything for like what injuries could someone theoretically still live with and like persevere through or whatever, I'm just like, oh no, I'm gonna have to research so much in order to figure this out. But yes, woo! Nina's got it. I've got it. We've all got it. We can do this. Fingers crossed. Jordan says, I'm plotting 2 different possible projects for NaNoWriMo and didn't get very far this time. 102. I love that idea. I remember one year, I think I plotted several novels all the way up until November 1st. And I was like, I guess I'm just going to do this one because this is what I feel like writing. So I think that's so smart, though. I think that'll be fun. And it's kind of like you could either alternate the projects during NaNoWriMo if you wanted, or you'll already have done a lot of plotting And so when December comes, you can just switch if you need a break. I think that's genius. Selena says, so my nano project is about a prince, of course. I love royalty. Same. Who is tasked by Apollo to find an artifact from Cronus. It's going to end up being a male-male, female romance. Ooh, that'll be so cool. Tasked by Apollo to find an artifact from Cronus. I'm very interested. Between the prince, Apollo, and Amaryllis. I can't remember how that's pronounced. A female hunter that meets the prince. Ooh, I'm into it. I like it. Oh, Willissimo, it looks so different. It's like the layout is completely different. I feel like the old layout was much more intuitive, but it had less stuff that you could do, if that makes sense. The message boards were more like, it felt more like a forum system. I know it's still set up that way, but it's like, you click within and it's like a folder and you do all this stuff. And I thought it was just a little bit more like aesthetically not so in my face. The new one feels like quite in my face sometimes, but it's only, I think, because I have this direct comparison. And I think they're still trying to work out the kinks for some of the stuff. Like, I have full faith that it'll get better and I'll get used to it. So I feel like I sound like one of those old crotchety people who's like, back in my day, where I'm like, but the NaNoWriMo site used to be like this. So yeah, I think that's what the actual problem is. So I'm just not used to it yet. Yeah. Yeah, if you like it, see, this is just telling me that I clearly need to get over it and go back to the forums and check them out again. I used to comment more there too. I haven't commented on anything, so maybe during NaNoWriMo as well. Sharon says, at first I thought my story was fantasy, but it's definitely meant to be sci-fi. Ooh, those have so much crossover sometimes. I know not all the time, but like I am very surprised sometimes when I think something's a fantasy and someone tells me it's actually a sci-fi or vice versa on a couple stories. So, oh man. I could totally see why you might have been like, whoop, never mind. Featherhoss, are you still planning to make a post on Patreon so everyone can share their NaNoWriMo accounts? Oh, yes. I did not realize I either hadn't done that or I think maybe I asked on, a couple people did it on the comments, but yes, I will definitely do that. I actually have to go back to my own Nano site and just, they don't have a mass accept friend button, and I have like hundreds of people I just have to click through. So maybe I can do that and I'll actually search for y'all. That's a good idea. Let me make a note. Share Nano usernames post. Then we can all be friends. Let's see. JMBM says, that sounds awesome, Selena. Always love some Greek mythology. Sorry. Yes. And Jordan says, oh, thank you. I'll probably switch between the two because one is a contemporary and I've never written contemporary before and I need a fantasy backup just in case. I totally understand that. Yes. I think that that's so funny. I like that you're expanding into the contemporary world though. That's fun. But yeah, I'm all about the switch up. You're gonna have so much fun. Oh my gosh. Okay. Let's see. Do we think another sprint? Because I have not eaten or gotten coffee yet, I think we're going to make this an hour and a half stream. So I did the math. And if we do a 19-minute and 8-second, we will have gotten 45 minutes of sprinting in during this time. And I feel like that would be pretty good, right? That would be good. That way it's half of the, I try to get half of the sprint time or half of the live stream time with sprints. I know that's a little bit, I know that doesn't always work. Sometimes we go over. The other thing I think was interesting is there's going to be so many live streams going on during NaNoWriMo. So if y'all have a favorite person to watch like on lives, I'd love to hear about it. And also if you yourself are debating dabbling in live streams, I'd love to hear about it. Whoops. Oh, my stuff jump. Backup stories, yes. The 8 seconds is so specific. It is because I was like, I literally had the math at the bottom corner here where I was like, if we do this, then this will work, right? So, I know some people were thinking about doing live streams that are like, um, have y'all seen the premiere function on YouTube? It's usually used for like if you're a really big YouTuber and or have something you're like, I don't know, debuting for the first time, I guess. I don't know that the premiere function tends to work as well for smaller stuff, but I've heard some people debating doing live streams that way. So they'll kind of pre-film some of the stream and then that way it's like they can also be in the stream during NaNoWriMo and then like it'll be shorter and somewhat condensed and like more to the point. So I think that could be kind of cool. I don't know how much that cuts down on like the interaction, but I feel like sometimes during NaNoWriMo, you need the push of another person, but don't need like as much distraction. So that might be the thing. There we go. Timmy is going to host live streams, wants to host live streams on Fridays or Sundays. That would be awesome. I will be there, Timmy. I'm going to see just how many words I can get during streams. I think that'll be a fun challenge. Yay! Sharon says, I'm not dabbling in live streams, but I will be trying daily vlogs during NaNoWriMo. I totally recommend it. I feel like it is just such a cool way to document the process. And I have gone back and watched some of my old streams, or not my old streams, my old videos. And it's just so funny. It's so great to see where I got a certain idea on what day and all sorts of stuff. It's also sometimes you can see where you went wrong, but usually what happens is that I see where I backtrack and figure it out, and it's fun. It's fun. Okay, I think I have the timer almost set up. I'm trying to do a better job of setting up the timer when, like, without having to be like, oh yeah, I should do this thing. So let me create one more banner. Ta-da! All right. And then I'm going to press start. Sprint, sprint, sprint. Okay. We will stop sharing that. I'm going to cross out of it. How did y'all do? I did see, I'm going to go through the comments more, but I was just thinking, thank you, Featherhell, for reminding me about posting for the Nano usernames. I'm also seeing a lot of people who are, if they're not going to be posting videos, will also be posting on their Instagram. So I figure I can just, that can be the open question. Y'all can share your where to follow you and what you might be sharing for NaNoWriMo or whatever else. So I will make sure to post that before I fly out today, because I am leaving today to go to Disney World. So I will make sure to do that after I get breakfast and coffee. How did you guys do? Let me go back through the comments I missed. Scroll. Sharon's doing the daily videos. Bellissimo will also be trying daily vlogs. So will Zelina. See, this is exactly well. I'll make sure to post something. Yeah, I agree, Vanessa. That's why I think it would work really well, potentially, if that person also wanted to be part of the writing sprints. Like, that's the only way I can really see it working for AuthorTube. I don't know that it makes sense otherwise, but... Oh, see, okay, and Tammy's doing 1 day a week on YouTube, maybe, and 1 day on Instagram. How do you do writing sprints on Instagram? Like, is that Instagram TV? I love Instagram, but I don't 100% know how to use it. So that is something to consider. Jordan, I don't really do YouTube, but I might try posting results daily and have writing struggles in my story. Yeah, for sure. I think that'll be fun. Instagram, yes, okay. Yes, all of the yes. Featherhell says, I just wrote a name of a character from another project instead of their protagonist's name, how to handle separate sources. Featherhell, that is just, you know, juggling stories problems, because I have totally done the same thing. Or when talking to people, like I've caught myself on vlogs sometimes when I was gonna say like Augustine instead of any of my other main characters' names, and I was like, crap, I messed up. That's so funny though. I'm glad I'm not alone. The plus side of this is like, because I always just assume I'm terrible at names, I figured it was a me thing, but no, that's just part of the struggle. Let's see. Again, my poor chat is so far behind. Okay, let's see. Sharon, oh, you know what, Sharon, I was just organizing things mostly. I kind of thought over some stuff. I dragged and dropped, but mostly I was just organizing stuff too. Bellissimo. I know, I'm so excited. I've actually, I did bring a couple potential costumey kind of things, but I also plan on dressing up as Hades for the half marathon we're doing. Turns out Hades' costume not super, like, it's not as easy to see as you might think, like as easy to notice, but I added a skull here, and I have a blue hat to represent the flamed hair, and I got, you know, the side thing. I'm hoping someone will get it. It's a very at-home version, but it'll be fun. I'm gonna have a good time. Woo! Yes! Yay for finishing the scenes! Yes, I'm very excited. Thank you. I'm so pumped. Shut up. That's right, Jordan. Wait, when are you going? When will you be there? But yay! I know, it really does feel like October just somehow disappeared on me. I don't know what happened. Timmy says, no, I want to go live and others can chat with me on Instagram. Okay, yeah, I have, so not Instagram TV, yes to Instagram Live. I have never done that before. I've vaguely participated once in like a NaNoWriMo one, but I have questions. I will follow you, Timmy. I think I'm already following you, but I want to see what you do. I think that'll be fun. Yes, all the vlogs. Oh my gosh, Kit Kat got 900 words. Way to freaking go. What about Disney World makes you want to come back sometime? Just how different, since I didn't grow up with Disney much. I know. It's just because I'm Disney obsessed. I love the movies. I appreciate Disney World. I like the rides. It's just fun. And the way I do it is that I have an annual pass, and so it's a lot cheaper. If you're going to go more than twice in a year, you might as well get an annual pass. And this year especially, I think I talked about it in a video like way back in January at the start of the year. But I got to be like a +1 on all of my mom's flights. So anytime I fly with her, I fly free basically. So this year was all the Disney, especially. Yes. No, Featherhill, you and me both. At least us. At least us. You know. Jordan got a whole 100 and something going over character profiles, and I've copied and pasted things and lost track of how many words are actually mine. I routinely have that problem. It'll be interesting when NaNoWriMo actually hits, because I do have, at least at the beginning, and even then, I don't know, I'm basically rewriting all the words, but at the beginning, more of the scenes are staying the same than at the end of the time, where none of the scenes are staying the same. So I'm going to have to do something with words I've already written versus words I've rewritten versus new scenes entirely. I don't know how to personally count it, and I'm not entirely sure. Usually I just count them because I actually type all of them and change them. I just count them all as new words, but it does make a very confusing thing where you're just like, which words are which words? When did I write these? I don't know. Thank you. Thank you. No hair on fire. I know. Honestly, if I could, yeah, you know, once the science gets there, I will happily attempt it. Yes, definitely. If you see me, come say hi. I will be walking around very ecstatic. I will also be there those days. So yes, please do say hi. I think it'll be so fun. I am also awkward in person, so don't worry about it. It'll be great. All right. Well, oh wow, it's not even 1:30 yet, so I kind of blew through those. But my stomach is growling. So next time I do a morning sprint, I'll be sure to like get up a little bit earlier and make sure that I have the food and the coffee with me ahead of time. But I will be on the lookout for a post so that we can all share both whatever social media plans you have for NaNoWriMo, or whatever version of tracking and sharing with other people, and also your NaNoWriMo usernames. And yeah, thank you guys so much for joining me for this. I had a lot of fun. I had an epiphany, which is great, and I always look forward to those because you never know when they're going to happen, but this time it did. So, all right, I am going to see y'all later, I guess. Bye!